This is Joe Galloway conducting an oral history interview with Luigi Marinaccio on Wednesday, February 28, 2018 at 1 p.m. We are located at WSOC TV in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sir, before we begin, could you please state and spell your first and last names for the transcriber?
Luigi Marinaccio, L-U-I-G-I, Marinaccio, M-A-R-I-N-A-C-C-I-O.
Thank you. Before we talk about your experiences in Vietnam, I'd like to get a little biographic information. When and where were you born?
I was born in 1949 in Italy.
In Italy. Where in Italy?
Small burg called Savignano Erpino.
Where in Italy?
It's between Naples and Bari,
Okay.
in the mountains.
Up in the mountains. Very nice. Who were your family members?
Well, my mom is Melinda. My father is Giovanni, John. My sister was Conchetta, and my brother was Leonardo.
Okay. Now, where did you live and go to school?
I grew up in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
How old were you when you immigrated?
I was 5.
5 years old. So the Bronx is your hometown.
That's right.
All right. How did you come to enter the military, and at what age?
I entered the military at 18. I had really, I was rudderless. I got out of high school. I learned a trade in high school, automotive, but I wanted more than that.
Yeah.
So I got to talking to a friend of mine in his pool room I used to frequent in the neighborhood. And he said, mention the Air Force. You could become maybe an aircraft mechanic. So I took his advice.
And you signed up?
Yes, sir.
Volunteered?
Yes, sir.
3-year enlistment?
4 years.
4. Where did you do basic training?
I did it in San Antonio, Lackland Air Force Base.
Lackland Air Force Base. And advanced training?
That was done in Shepherd Air Force Base at Wichita Falls, Texas.
Okay. And what was your MOS? What were you training for?
Well, the code is 43151F.
Which is?
That's 4-engine turboprop.
Aircraft mechanic?
Yes.
Okay. Any other training?
That was all.
That was it. Did your training prepare you for what you faced when you landed in Vietnam?
No, it didn't, Joe.
No, it didn't. How did you get to Vietnam and where did you land?
We left at McCord Air Force Base in Washington State.
Civilian charter?
It was a civilian. It was either Flying Tigers
or World Airways?
No, it wasn't World, Joe. It was a charter company.
Yeah.
And we landed in Cameron Bay.
And landed at Cameron Bay. What did you think when they opened that door? What was your first impression?
The aroma.
Yeah.
It hit you like a...
A little hot, was it?
Very hot, Joe.
Yeah. They had you there in the repo depot?
We were in like transit barracks.
Yeah.
Waiting for our next flight out to my station.
Did you know where you were going already?
I found out about that, Joe, while I was TDY in Frankfurt.
Uh-huh. And they were sending you where?
To Tuiwa Air Force Base.
Tuiwa Air Base. Okay, and so you were in Cameron for a couple of days until you got a ride?
I believe it was just overnight.
Overnight. What were your initial duties once you got to Tuiwa?
Well, I became an assistant crew chief on a HC-130P. We flew rescue missions.
This is Jolly Green stuff?
This was, we were affiliated with them. They were a different squadron.
Yeah. But you're doing rescue missions on downed aircraft?
We were like the command post.
Ah, okay. So you were airborne,
Yes,
vectoring in the Jolly Greens and others,
yes, yes. We were coordinating the rescue effort.
working north and south?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
North, South, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand.
all over.
All over.
Wow. And what was your job on that aircraft?
I was an assistant crew chief. We were affectionately known as wipers.
Wipers?
You had a first wiper, second wiper, third wiper. They were assistant crew chiefs.
Yeah.
So we did maintenance.
You were to keep the airplane flying
That was our task.
and keep them people from breaking it.
Or the pilots?
Yeah.
No, they did it on their own.
Did you do that your whole tour?
In Vietnam? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were living conditions like?
In Tui Wa?
Yeah.
Tui Wa, we had hooches. I believe there was, I'm just guessing, Joe, maybe 20 or 30 people in the hooch.
Yeah.
Two-
Wood floor?
I don't recall. Probably.
Yeah. Air conditioning?
No. That was the officers.
How was the food?
I didn't complain.
Yeah. Wouldn't have done any good anyway. Describe for us your friendships with and your impressions of the people that you worked with and lived with and flew with.
We had a camaraderie, Joe, that still persists to this day. Through the Tui Wa Air Base reunion,
You attend those reunions?
yes, I do.
All right. So you see people you've known for 50 years.
Actually, never known him, Joe. Because I was there in 69 to 70, and most of the people that I met there were there before me.
Oh, they were before you.
Yeah.
None of the people that you were with in 69 and 70 come?
No,
You need to track them down and make them.
I tried. I'm trying.
Yeah. Did you form friendships with men from different racial and social backgrounds during your time in service?
I certainly did, Joe. Yes.
Yeah. Now, 69, 70, a lot of social tension, racial tension and back home, anti-war protests. Any of that translate over to where you were in Vietnam?
If there was, Joe, I never noticed it.
Never saw it, huh?
No.
What did you guys do for recreation off duty?
Well,
Drank beer?
that was one of them. We had barbecues.
Yeah.
We had a beach.
Go down to the beach?
Yes, sir. We had hobby shops, basketball courts, a theater,
Volleyball?
volleyball.
Enlisted club?
Yes,
Cheap beer?
plenty. Yeah, our base was unusual.
Unusually good?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think the infantry saw any of that.
They were in and out of there, Joe, but they didn't stay long.
They didn't stay long. Do you have specific memories of the popular culture at that time? Are there songs that you hear on the oldies station take you right back to that era?
Oh yeah. My favorite was CCR.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Which one of their songs you like?
Fortunate Son.
Oh yeah.
And
We Gotta Get Out of This Place, the Animals.
that was one of them too, Joe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody comes up with that one. Now you did your whole tour at Tui Wa.
Well, majority of it. Then we were TDY to Thailand and Okinawa and the Philippines.
Doing what in those places?
In Tui Wa, in Udon Air Base, we had a detachment there.
Doing the same thing?
We did the same thing. We just covered different sectors. mainly Cambodia, Laos, and North Vietnam.
Yeah,
And
shorter route.
yes, we're right close to the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
Yeah,
And Okinawa, we brought our airplanes there for corrosion control.
yeah,
In the Philippines, we did, in Clark, we did inspections on the aircraft.
yeah. Describe for me in some detail the most memorable mission that you flew. North, South, Laos, Cambodia, but the one that sticks in your mind most.
Only memorable experience I had was in flying, Joe.
Yeah.
Those were routine.
You think those were routine?
Yeah, I just flew as a crew chief, and when we landed, we did that thing on the airplane and went to the hotel.
Yeah,
The most memorable experience I had was leaving the hotel we stayed at in Udon. I was going back to Tuiwa.
yeah,
I was in a cab, and we stopped at an intersection, and I looked out the window of the cab, and I saw this little baby. Not a baby, maybe she could have been 6 or 7 years old. And she says to me, "Merry Christmas."
ah,
And that's will always stick in my mind.
yeah,
A little child, yeah. With a mom in the back seat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you describe the quality of the leadership in your outfit?
Joe, I really don't remember because we mostly were self-motivated. We got our assignments in the morning or in the afternoon or at night. And we did what we had to do.
You didn't see any colonels or lieutenant colonels
No,
to speak of?
no.
Nah. Who did you answer to? You answered to the crew chief. Who did he answer to? To the pilot?
No, I was a flight chief.
To the flight chief?
Yeah. And he answered to, I guess, the maintenance supervisor.
Yeah. Describe for me the best day you had during your tour.
The most memorable was, the days we spent in Udon, in Thailand. Yeah, we stayed at a nice hotel, swimming pool, a lot of entertainment,
Yeah.
and good food.
Get to the beach?
Not in Udon, no.
Udon.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Describe for me the worst day you had during your whole tour.
The worst day, Joe, was I was doing a pre-flight on an airplane about 3:30 in the morning. I was on top of the wing, and lo and behold, there was a mist of dew on there.
Uh-oh.
So as I was getting closer and closer to the trailing edge of the wing,
Yep.
I slipped off. I fell to the ground.
Wow. That's a pretty high wing, as I recollect.
It was 13 feet.
13 feet. And what did you land on?
We had rubber mats on the ground.
Yeah, but which part of your body hit first?
Oh, my feet.
Your feet. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Did you stay on them?
I did. I broke my fall as I was coming down. There was an indent in the flaps because the flaps were down. I got a hold of that and tore all my skin off my hand.
Yeah, but you didn't break nothing when you hit the ground.
I just had a sprained ankle.
Yeah. Did you have any contact with our allies over there? By that, I mean the Koreans, the New Zealanders, the Aussies, the Filipinos, the Thais?
Just with the rocks. They guarded our perimeter.
Oh, they guarded your perimeter. You were very safe then.
We were.
They were very good
Yes.
or very bad, however you want to consider it.
Yeah, they took care of us. Joe.
They took care of you. What about the South Vietnamese?
None at all.
Not the military. What about South Vietnamese civilians that you had any dealings with?
Yeah, we dealt with them on base.
Cleaning lady, cooks, and so forth.
We had a baby son and papa son,
Yep.
and we had a barber, You dealt with photographers, you know, in the BX.
Laundry lady.
Yes.
How much contact did you have with your family back home?
It was not that extensive. Mainly contacted through letters.
Letters?
Yes.
Your mama write you?
Mom didn't write. I had to do everything through my sister
Uh-oh.
because she was a translator.
Okay. Your mom and dad didn't learn English?
They took lessons, Joe, to become citizens, but they mostly relied on us to do their transactions.
To deal with the rest of the world?
Yes.
Yeah. How much news did you receive about this war and about what was going on back home with the social and racial tensions and anti-war protests, all that stuff?
You were kind of
Stars and Stripes.
they were almost in terms of news from the States. You know, when I was there in 1969, you know, you had Woodstock.
Yep.
I didn't find out about it until I got home.
Till you got home.
Yeah, there was.
You didn't listen to Armed Forces radio?
If I did, I didn't pay attention.
You didn't pay any attention. Tell me about going home.
Going home, Joe. It was a joy. You know, you met a lot of people that you were around. You know, for the 12 months you were there.
Yeah.
You know, you created a bond with them, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Boom, you're gone.
You're gone. Yeah.
You flew a charter back home?
Yes, sir.
Landed on the West Coast?
Same place we took off from.
Yeah. Anybody there to greet you negatively?
I can't recall, Joe.
Nobody spit on you? Nobody called you a baby killer?
No.
No.
No, we were. I don't know if I was in uniform or not, Joe. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
How about now, were you finished with the Air Force or you still owed them a year or two?
I owed them 2 more years after that.
Ooh, where'd they send you?
I was sent to Dover, Delaware. I worked on C-133s. I was there 9 months. Then I put in a request to change stations, and they sent me to Hill Air Force Base in Utah.
How was that?
Great.
It was good.
Very good.
So you finished out your enlistment there.
Yes, I got discharged from Hill, 1972.
And what did you do when you left the service?
On the way home, I stopped in Boston to see an old friend of mine from Tubiwa. And as soon as I got home, I found out my grandmother passed away. So that was kind of somber. Then I enrolled in this A&P school, you know, airframe and power plant, the schools to get certified to work on airplanes.
Yeah.
I did that for 2 years.
Did the school for 2 years.
Yes, sir.
And then?
After that, I landed a job with Saturn Airways. They were a contract charter company.
Yeah.
And stayed with them maybe 2 years, a year and a half.
Did you stick with that aviation stuff for a career?
Yeah, sure did, Joe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. Did you have difficulty readjusting to civilian life after the war?
No, I didn't.
Not really?
No.
No PTSD stuff?
Just occasional when a car backfired or a truck backfired. You had that instinct to, you know, jump. Or
a little jumpy there
Yeah.
for a while. And you've stayed in touch with people you served with, somewhat?
Yes, I do. I have.
Go to the reunions?
Yes.
Did your experience in Vietnam affect the way you think about veterans coming home from combat today?
Yes, Joe. As you know, we didn't get a welcome home like the current soldiers do. We felt like, you know, we were the redheaded stepchilds.
Yep.
But I guess the country...
The society has changed, hasn't
It has, yes,
Yeah.
for the better.
For the better, yeah. What do you think that war meant to you and your generation?
To me, it meant we lost precious lives for an unpopular war,
Yeah.
and we're still making the same mistakes.
Seems like it, doesn't it? How do you think that war is remembered in our society today?
We're talking to young people of high school age, and they don't even
They don't know.
have a curriculum in school about the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
So it's forgotten.
Well, I got to tell you, I looked at some of the textbooks in Hanoi. They don't study it either.
Really, I know.
That much. Are there lessons that you learned from Vietnam that you would like to pass on?
Yes, one thing is you have to question authority. We were sent there, as you know, Joe, on hearsay and false information, and you just hope it doesn't repeat itself in future conflicts we have with other countries.
Even if it looks like it probably will.
Yeah.
You visited the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in D.C.?
I have, Joe.
What are your thoughts when you go there?
Very somber. I don't believe I have any friends around the wall, but there might be, because growing up in the Bronx, a lot of people got drafted that I knew.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever come home, or
If they're on that wall.
if they're on the wall. Yeah.
You've heard about the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War commemoration?
Yes, I have, Joe.
What are your thoughts about that?
I'm really enthused about it. I belong to this group, and I think you remember it, the Cabarrus Veterans Coalition.
Yeah.
We have to do 2 events per year to commemorate the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And you helped us out in probably 2 events,
So
maybe
far.
maybe 3. I'm not sure.
So far.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in, Luigi.
Joe, it was a pleasure.
Good, always good to see you, my friend.
Same here, Joe.